Hey everyone, my name is Madison Thorn and we are back with the EastSide Grind. This time we are talking with Telisha Williams and Laura Schneider from the Dreamers Food Truck. And you guys started up very recently. So this was your pandemic pivot.
This was, and it's a pivot within a pivot.
One of many.
Yes.
We did start, I guess, we kind of got going in November. But the idea sort of started late summer, and then we realized that we were taking it seriously in sort of late August, early September, and then we started rolling. Bought a food truck, literally started rolling. Bought a food truck from somebody in Clarksville, learned how to run it with them, and then made it Dreamers Food Truck.
Yeah.
We all met through another amazing East Nashville badass, Stacy Huckabee.
Yep.
We all met through Stacy when she was doing the donation of the lawnmower.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we all gathered together to do that delivery. And that's where we met each other. But we already knew about each other, and we already knew about each other. But that was just the first physical meeting.
Next thing you know, my friends are succeeding and you have a food truck. And you guys had one day of business. And
Yeah,
Talk a little bit about that.
that was a hard part. Yeah.
that still stings. It's still true. I mean, our food truck is right there and currently stripped down to not all suffered tremendous blows to our careers to the point of like not being able to do them at all. And so in that space, we launched a Kickstarter, launched a food truck, and it was off to an amazing start. And then a freak accident happened when it caught on fire in transit. So we had a really good run, one really good full day of business, and then tragedy.
We were watching the truck burn, not knowing whether we were gonna walk away towing something or not. I mean, we had no idea like how much was going to be left when we left when it was burning in the parking lot of Jackalope. But in those moments, we just, we still had this dream team of Kickstarters, 400 and some folks that had believed in what we were doing, and this belongs to them too. And we were like, well, we're gonna figure it out. I don't know whether we're getting something new or whether we're rebuilding this or whatever. And we actually got, I think, pretty lucky in what we were able to salvage. And we were able to salvage a fair amount of ingredients because we had the entire weekend booked. And so we had a lot of ingredients in there. Then 48 hours of the truck being in flames, we, with Lori Green at Safe Paw, were delivering 38 meals to the houseless and hungry. We just went to the kitchen, cooked up everything, put it in to-go containers, and Lori got it to people who needed it. Service was always at the heart of Dreamers.
Y'all, if you can't actually see or hear, there's this guy just tearing on this motorcycle. We're not even on this dirt bike. Just up and down and up and down. And I don't know how much fun that could possibly be, but it's really grinding our gears.
you!
East Side Grind.
There he goes. When we were writing the Dreamers Food Truck business plan, we wrote into the plan that we would serve locals in need quarterly. We wrote into the plan, and we talked to Lori Green that we would set up the food truck at her place in Madison 4 times a year and serve that community. And then as part of the Kickstarter, we had a stretch goal. Our final stretch goal was to raise $1,500 to do a Thanksgiving weekend soup service for the houseless community. And we hit that stretch goal, so that was already kind of in place, and we were already planning to serve quarterly. But the fire allowed a shift that we have now served
over 1,000 meals.
Wow.
Woo! Yeah, it was such a crazy turn of events. And so like the silver lining in that was that we get to do it more, and we got to do it earlier than we expected. Because when we got home, we're like, we're gonna lose all this food. Like, we can't plug anything into the truck. We've got to get everything out of coolers. Anything that's salvageable or that hasn't been opened could be used. Anything that's in the backup coolers in the shed, like, we don't have anything to do with this now. And so cooking those meals, it was cathartic. It was like the only thing that we could do, honestly, in that space to keep ourselves upright. And then knowing that we had the Thanksgiving service coming up made all the right sense, and it kind of fueled like the idea to make this an ongoing shift. Like, okay, well, we were gonna make this delicious soup that Doug's mom learned how to make in Italy, and that we were gonna adapt to make for everybody for Thanksgiving. And then we're like, what if we make soups and we do subscriptions while we rebuild the food truck? We are not responsible for the soup sponsorships that just fed 1,000 people in Nashville.
We just made the soup.
It was a really beautiful moment to have that come up so organically. Like, that wasn't like a marketing angle. That wasn't we couldn't even think about anything like that. Like, it happened in such a beautiful way, and it allowed us to both keep our business going and serve some people who really need it right now. It's a terrible time for a lot of people. And to be able to kind of take this really shit thing that happened to us and turn it into a silver lining that can serve somebody else, I'm not sure it gets better than that.
I know, and now that subscription is a part of Dreamers' business. You know, like, now, I mean, our plans at this point is we're going to continue the subscription service through mid-March. We're working now on the food truck. Getting it back up and running. Finding the silver lining, which is actually printed on the food truck.
Mm-hmm. Thanks to our amazing designer, Bethany Bauman, who snuck that into our design proof.
How much soup are you guys making a week right now?
Oh my god!
All of it.
all soup.
75 gallons this week.
What? 75 gallons.
That's a
75
lot
gallons.
of soup.
It's a lot of soup.
We have breached capacity. In fact, we need to go to the kitchen and put stuff in the freezer
We
today.
do 2 soups a week, and you can order it on a Friday, pick it up, or have it delivered on Monday. And two soups weekly choices. And we're also showing up now at the farmers market.
Woo!
Which is another amazing community of Nashville that we wouldn't have been a part of before the pandemic, you know? Like, so it's another silver lining. I love the farmers market community.
Yeah.
Like, it's so great.
It's been
dogs
fun.
walking around, and it's so fun.
Yeah, we didn't expect, we knew we wanted Dreamers to be a mobile community center. I think what we didn't expect was how many other ways we were going to find that. I mean, we had no way of knowing that we wouldn't be in our food truck. And so being integrated in a very different, very like acute, deep end way with the community at Citizen Kitchens, and then also jumping into the farmers markets, it's just been like rapid fire community build, which has been amazing in its own way. It just increases the people that we get to serve, which is why we're doing this.
And it's another group of creatives. Like, that whole Citizen Kitchens is full of another group of creative individuals just making art. Like, it's such a beautiful thing, and we just wouldn't have been aware of it before. I mean, running the food truck, we had to have a commissary agreement, so we had to have a commissary kitchen that we worked out of. But we wouldn't have worked out of it as frequently with the food truck running as we have been because of the soup service.
Right.
Yeah. So we're in there several times a week.
And we get to meet other people like us, like Rock and Rolls, who are all roadies and tour managers. And, you know, they're killing it. They're crushing it. And they've been so kind. But they're all in there, like, taking this pandemic and being like, all right, I'll serve you one. You know, we're trying to figure it out. So it's nice to be in that environment too, where there's other get shit doners who are like, okay, let's do this, you know, cheering you on. Like, you got this.
Yeah. Which those cinnamon rolls,
So I'm doing a whole 30 right
so good. Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
good. Well, I think the Dream Team story is such a testament to community, because you guys started out, as you were saying, you wanted to benefit your community. Then you guys had to pivot, and the community gave you a big hug and came back on you.
Yeah.
And then with that momentum and your brilliant skills, you guys were able to give back even more. And I just think that's how community works.
It feels like it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a pretty cool pendulum swing.
Yeah. Pendulum swing. There we go.
Yeah. It's been amazing. We're really looking forward to getting back in the truck and pulling it around as the mobile community center that we had the vision for originally. And we can't believe that subscriptions are a part of our business that now carry our business through the year. It's great.
Excellent. And how do people get involved with the subscriptions?
Well,
Yes, now marketing.
find
Let's go.
the information for subscriptions on our website, dreamersfoodtruck.com/store. If you're looking for information on soup sponsorships or to get soup, like she said, we're going to be doing the soups through mid-March. We're at the Richland Farmers Market every second and fourth Saturday. So if you're on the west side, you can get soups there as well. But if you're east side, then you can get soups at Hunter Station every Monday or delivered to you if you live in 37216, 37206, and 37115. Got it right for the first time in my life.
What's our phone number? No. I'm just kidding. I'm not going to make
That
you do
wasn't
that.
very nice. I don't know it. That's her job. That's why there's three of us. You have that department, I have the recipes.
Yes. The recipe department is totally yours. And they're amazing.
It's been fun.
Yeah.
It's a good outlet for creativity. I felt like I had lost touch with that in a big way, not being able to do photography and kind of getting into the food world and messing it up and figuring it out. And it's been a nice outlet, I think, for all of us. We've all kind of been a little cabin fevered, not being able to do what we do, but we'll do something different in the meantime.
Right, so one of our goals with EastSide Grind is to redefine the word influencer. It's got a really bad connotation right now, but in reality, when we think about it, Dolly Parton's an influencer,
Oh.
and she does amazing things.
Yeah.
So if you guys had to redefine influencer, how would you spin it?
My relationship with the word influencer, I think, may have shifted into something more positive when I realized, honestly, that like Dreamers was kind of an influencer.
Absolutely.
And what shifted with that was the definition versus the responsibility. I think as people who strive to serve our community, we have to show up. And so we're influencing the people around us by what we do and what we offer. And I think having the offering, like, we wouldn't have been able to serve this community like we are currently if our truck hadn't burned down. That influenced us in a very big way, and our community then influenced us to serve our other, our greater community in a much bigger way. And so I think taking the word influencer,
Making it more inclusive.
and with the badge of responsibility, but it is like, it should serve everybody. We should be meeting the needs of everybody in our community. We should not just be serving pizza and bowls to people who can pay for 50 of them. We should have food and have accessibility to food for people who might not have it
We're
otherwise.
not sending a different soup out to the locals in need.
Right.
That we're from what we're serving the locals that have the subscriptions. Those are the same ingredients. Those are the same accoutrements. Those are the same, where people are getting really good. The houseless camps, and it's funny because Lori Green, who I consider an influencer of this community, the executive director of Safe Paw, she's had to figure out ways to communicate what these soups are to people, because one of our first soups was ribollita. It's a fancy Italian soup, so she calls it Italian gumbo, and that's how she's taking it out to the houseless camp. She's like, Italian, and they love it.
Yeah.
They're like, when do we get that ribollita again?
There's such a gap in equity in that space, and so we see that even like at the farmers markets too.
Yeah.
And so I would say that a goal, I mean, you're asking for the redefinition of influencer. For me, it's claiming it as a responsibility and trying to do what we can to close the gap in equity and making our food accessible to everyone. There's always a meal at our truck for you. All people, all races, all everything. Like, everyone is welcome. All are welcome at our truck. So,
Also in our business plan.
yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's been in paper a long time ago.
That's absolutely astounding. God, I didn't think I could love you guys anymore. Oh, so this first episode of the Eastside Grind is going to be premiered in correlation with Galentine's Day. Something I didn't know existed till I got a phone call about Galentine's Day. So who are you guys writing your Galentines to?
So many. I have a list of Galentine. Laura Schneider Telisha, Madison Thorn, Stuart. No, seriously, I lean into the women of Nashville in a big way. Stacey Huckabee is an incredible East Nashville badass that I take a lot of influence from. Kira Small, co-owner of Sid Gold's Request Room, Nashville. And Laurie Green, I mentioned from Safe Paw for sure.
Yeah. I would include Laura at Citizen Kitchens. They have been invaluable to us, and man, what a service to the community they provide. I would also include Bethany Bauman, our designer.
Yes.
There is a little corner on our truck, and we asked her to sign it after it was wrapped, and she wrote on there, "Keep dreaming." And as we drove home from the fire, you could see that signature in the "Keep dreaming" in the side view mirror, and it was just one of those moments. Like, she is such an intentional designer, and she just is that way in her life and the people that she works with, and she is totally somebody I'm honored to know and glad that is in this community.
Same, yeah. And I'm also going to throw out the House of Bits, Becky McKee, and Sarah Rummel, the Atomic Bombshell Vintage. It's right over on Old Hickory, and we parked our food truck there a couple of times before she was who she was, when we were still working under Red Top Pizzeria. And we parked there and kind of got our feet wet in the parking lot of House of Bits. And
I'm gonna throw out the ladies of Jackalope too.
Oh yeah.
That's where our food truck caught fire, and they are just an army of incredible women, and we're lucky to have them in the community as well.
And we will be back there.
Oh yeah.
Jackalope will
Mark
be
our words.
Jackalope will be a first stop in the first week that we are up and running for service. It's where it all went up in flames, and where we will come back strong.
We'll rise like a phoenix.
Yeah. Yeah, we will. Here we go.
All right, folks. Well, we've come to the conclusion of this wonderful conversation with Telisha and Laura of the Dream Team. Doug, wish you were here. Sorry. But check out their website, check out their socials, check out their soup. It's so good. I'm so excited for their food truck to come back. I love you guys so much.
Aww,
Seriously.
we love you
Like-
too. I can't wait till we can hug again.
Yes!
Yes!
Yes! Excellent. Check
Soon,
them out, please, and
hopefully.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thanks.
We
Eastside
appreciate
Grind.